My name is Debbie Herrera. My maiden name is Riddle. I'm a Modoc Yehuskin Paiute, born and raised in Beatty, Oregon, but kind of grew up here in Klamath Falls area too, Klamath Falls, Oregon. My connection with the Modoc War of 1872 to 1873 is, like I said earlier, I'm a direct descendant of Wainima, Toby Riddle. When she was born, her name was Nanuktua, which means strange child. And then later on, she got the name Toby when she was around the Wairika area. And then after the war, when she traveled the Chautauqua back east doing the shows with Meacham, Meacham is the one that gave her the name Wainima. And so she was an interpreter during the Modoc War. So was her husband, Frank Riddle. And their son, Jeff, which is my great-grandfather, he was there too, but he was about 9 or 10. But he was also participating in the war, waiting for his mother and father. My belief is that it was all over land. Then there were several non-tribal people that moved into the area that wanted more land, you know, for themselves. So they were trying to move the Modocs out, trying to relocate them, calling on the government to get them out of there because they were taking up space and they wanted the land. So by bringing in other people that felt the same as them, they pushed them out of there. Even though the Modocs did get along with a lot of the local people already, they had already assimilated. So they created the Klamath Reservation and brought them up here, put them on there to get them out of there, promising them all kind of things, which they never ever gave them. And then when Captain Jack left with a group of them that wanted to go home with him back to that area, all their home areas they were around had already been taken over by the other people that came to that area and wanted it. So when Captain Jack went back to the lava beds area with a group that wanted to follow him because they were being mistreated up at Modoc Point where they had put him the first time, they went back to the lava beds and they were told to come back or else, you know, they'd pay consequences, and they didn't come back. So that was, to me, that was the beginning of their war, you know, whether to force them to come back or just stay there, and they didn't want to come. So then I think that's where they made their decision, because they knew the whole area and they knew that's probably where they could hold them off the longest, was in the Stronghold area. And so that's how, to me, that it all started down in that area. This is part of the Tule Lake. If you look further south, there was we passed a lot of the farmland. We should have stopped back there to show you guys. Which is now, it's the bottom of the lake, so it makes great farmland. So there's no water there, but this has got water still in this way. Runs up to there. In the background there is Horse Mountain. That's where Kumush lived with his son Isis. That's where the Modoc world was created. And over there is the petroglyph point.